Yo, what is going on? Welcome back to the Manga bedroom and welcome back to the most hyped video ever, like on all of my channel always. We're gonna go over my manga collection, which is a routine I do like once I feel the time is right. And we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna see what is behind those doors. I've got a lot of manga over there. I've got some manga in another room, my brother's room actually. If you want to help me out, you can already start off by leaving this video a like down below. Once you see a series that you're interested in to hear more about, then I'm already going to talk about it right now. Let me know in the comments because I'll gladly make a review on it. So let's just get started. So I figured I'd open up with these Berserk hardcovers right here, book 1 through 6. I believe that is all that is out at the moment. This is really cool. 5 was a bit disappointing. That is like up until 4 it's Golden Age, and then 5 continues after Golden Age. Was really interesting. Obviously there is a dip in quality after Golden Age, but not nearly enough to drop this. So like I have so much manga right here that is of worse quality than everything after Golden Age so far. So Berserk, definitely a good option to pick up. One of the best seinens out there, if not the best seinen. I do have another really strong contester for later on the video for like best seinen ever. Also pick this up if you haven't. They're still all available, I believe. I believe this has something to do with Studio Ghibli. If someone would like to explain it in the comments, because I'm not totally sure. What I am sure about though is that this is really cool, and I hope that I can get one out. Look, looks kind of dope, man. You can't deny that stuff. Nazca Volley of the Wind. Took a little peep in it. I don't think the artwork is too crazy. It's of respectable quality, obviously, but I think it's not really, it hasn't blown me away for what I've seen of it. But this is probably a really good read, so consider picking it up. Not that expensive too. Blonde 1 through 4, I have had this for ages. I've read up until 3. I really gotta get the rest. This is a really quick read, so a reread wouldn't be too difficult. As we all know, Blom, I already made a review on it once, I believe. This is just almost no dialogue, mostly great artwork. If you're a manga fan, especially an artwork fan of manga, this is a must pick up, because this is one of the better stories with really little dialogue. So if you're maybe a slow reader or you find reading a little bit difficult, Blom is a really good option as well. GTO 1 through 6 and 9 and 15. I got those for free. Haven't read it yet. This is obviously pretty out of print. Great Teacher Uzumaki, about this teacher guy. As I said, I haven't read it, but I am really going to do so because it seems awesome. It's really high rated, but I do ask myself the question often. If a series is really out of print and people say it's really good, I do always assume that that is a little bit exaggerated, simply because it is hard to get. The same with Gans. Is it as good as people proclaim it to be? But GTO, if you've read it, let me know, is it really as good as people say it is? Moving on over here, we got 2 volumes of Cells at Work, which is not too well known, but really good. This is basically about cells in your body, white blood cells, red blood cells, whatever. Fighting off viruses and bacteria and all that. Really good read during this coronavirus stuff. But it is really good, really fun. I do think that they're gonna have a problem, because how are you going to give a white blood cell or a red blood cell character development? That's gonna be a tough one for the long run. But for right now, this is really fun. It's also pretty accurate. I watched a video about a doctor reacting to the anime and the actual doctor, and it seems to be pretty accurate, a bit exaggerated at some points, but I would highly recommend picking Cells at Work up because it's just really fun and interesting. We're pretty high up, man. This is my rooftop. We're here. This is the top of my shelf. 1 through 8 of Vinland Saga. This was what I was talking about when I was talking about the contester for Best Seinen. This is, in my opinion, just as good, maybe even a tad better than Berserk. You simply gotta read this. It's going into a more pacifist direction right now. Not sure I like. Take a look at this. The artwork is always absolutely stunning. So Release dates aren't too quick, but the story is definitely worth it. Then moving on, we've got Tokyo Ghoul Re. This is the most messy part of my collection, I'm gonna be honest. Volume 16 of Re. And behind this is the original Tokyo Ghoul. Low-key, I enjoyed Tokyo Ghoul Re more than the original Tokyo Ghoul, which is kind of a death sin. I know a lot of people are going to not understand that, but I really enjoyed Tokyo Ghoul Re. The beginning was kind of slow, but at the end, the story wrapped up really nicely. So, in my opinion, if you've read Tokyo Ghoul Re is just really solid and will give you a satisfying ending. So, moving down here, we have Rurouni Kenshin Visbig 1 through 9. I do want to disclaim that I got these all secondhand. Most of the time, I think, of course, there is an argument to be made that secondhand manga buying doesn't support the industry and all that. But with Rurouni Kenshin, I don't think I'll have to explain it. Otherwise, just Google the author Watsuki. You'll know what he did. Just did a disgusting crime. So I didn't want to buy these brand new. I'm not gonna support anything after this. But the story itself, Rurouni Kenshin, the original story, is just such a good read. Especially the last arc and the first arc as well. Actually, this is just overall so good that I wouldn't want anyone to pass up on this because of what Watsuki did. But I could also really understand it if you would say, man, fuck this shit, I'm never going to buy it. I'm never going to support someone like that, or I don't even feel like reading what he did. I would understand it as well. But if you can separate the artist and the author, then I would always recommend reading Rurouni Kenshin, because it is simply a really good manga. I don't think anyone can deny that. We have a manga that is pretty special to me, Dragon Ball Z. How it all started out, how I got into this stuff. Dragon Ball Z, again, one of my favorite shonen. Actually my favorite shonen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Still, it is really mainstream, I know that. I know that I'm kind of a mainstream guy for thinking this is the best shonen out there, but I just like it too much. It's so dope. Goku, Vegeta, Dragon Ball. Never going to let it go. Got Super as well. I also think Super is going into a fun direction. And man, Dragon Ball, if you've never read it, especially if you're just getting into manga or anime, you gotta give this a shot, because it's simply one of the best classic shonens out there. Then over here I got a bunch of random volumes, beginning with Eden Zero. I really didn't like it. This is getting an anime apparently. I've got a review. I mentioned this earlier in another video. I really don't like Eden Zero. I'm not going to pick up volume 2. I wouldn't recommend you picking it up unless you are a really big fan of shonen or fairy tale or anything. My Hero, unlike that one, because My Hero is pretty good. I really enjoyed My Hero. I think I'm going to pick up the next volumes because it was kind of enjoyable. I have never experienced this story. I think it is like really, it is probably overrated, but at least it isn't as overrated as I thought, because it's quite enjoyable. Alright, then over here we've got Toriko. Toriko, really good, a food related manga with pretty good artwork as well. Actually pretty good, pretty damn good actually. Like to get a bit more of this as well. A really classic one, which I think is getting underrated because it is such an old one. Mob Psycho 100 have talked about this as well. I would recommend you to watch the anime because the manga artwork is not the best there is. I hear a lot of people say, oh, that makes it funny. I just like manga is about the artwork and about the story. So why not watch the anime? Because that's really nicely done by Studio Bones. So Blue Exorcist, which is a bit of a guilty pleasure. I know it's pretty a trashy shonen, but I really enjoyed it. The artwork in the manga, pretty alright, and the anime was really enjoyable. I'm a bit biased towards this one because I watched it in a vacation with my brother. It was a whole lot of fun, so I'm a bit biased, but this is pretty good. Delicious and Dungeon is a manga that I haven't read yet, picked up a long time ago, and I don't know why I haven't started yet. I will do that soon. So, moving one shelf down again, we've got One Punch Man by the same author as Mob Psycho, you guys, and this is highly recommended. This is super good, and this exterminates the flaw that is in Mob Psycho in my opinion, because artwork is done by someone else and not just someone like I think I haven't seen better artwork ever. I think this is so good artwork wise. Let's not show artwork from volume 11 but from volume 1, that would be a bit more wise. Let's see if I can show you guys something. This is just extremely good artwork. Artwork is always super sharp, super good, and then the storytelling of one is always really good, the same in Mob Psycho. So the flaw of having not as good artwork is completely solved with One Punch Man. This is one of my favorite manga, a really quick read, really good. So man, pick this up if you have the chance, because it is super enjoyable. Then over here we have a Full Metal Alchemist 1-20, and we got 27 down here. Now this is the second manga I've ever read, and it's really good. It is really good. The artwork is always consistently decent, with like sometimes it really jumps to a higher level for a set amount of time, a short amount of time, but it is always consistent, never really strange drawings or weird drawings. Artwork is really good, story is amazing, the anime is always really high ranked on MAL, my anime list. For you guys that don't know it, search it up on Google if you don't know. The box set is a great deal also to get this, so I would always say and always recommend reading about these two Alphonse brothers. Another shelf down we've got Death Note 1-12. Death Note, I would always recommend watching the anime. I like the anime a little bit better than the manga. The manga is also really good. It's basically about the same quality, but the anime a bit biased towards that one as well, because one of the earlier anime I watched and just really good. We all know Death Note, come on, L Light, really good series. If you haven't read this, you're doing yourself pretty big disservice. Then over here we have Whistle 1-24, which is complete. I feel this is one of the most underrated sports manga there is. Take a look at this. The artwork is also really consistent, really good. It's a soccer manga. Oh, but I don't like soccer. I hear you say it from here, guys. Bro, there are millions of people watching Haikyuu, freaking Haikyuu, and who actually plays volleyball? I don't know anyone in my friend circle or in my family who plays volleyball. Oh, actually I do know one guy, but if you don't play soccer, same story. The manga can still be great. Haikyuu is great. You don't have to play volleyball to like Haikyuu. You don't have to like soccer to like Whistle. And the action shots and all that, the shooting, it's really pretty, I think. And it is more about character development and all that than even about soccer. But man, Whistle, a really great read. If you can get your hands on it, please give this a shot. I would like to talk about this with someone pretty bad, but nobody reads this shit. So pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. So then over here we've got some earlier works of Makoto Yukimura. We got Planetes, which is just a really relaxing read in my opinion. There is not a lot of stuff going on in here. This basically follows different characters at different time points, but it is just so relaxing. You've got some nice color pages in it. There's, as I said, there's not a lot of stuff going on or anything, but it's just character focused, bit of a relaxing in space, pretty calming actually. So I still really like Planetes. Kaiji isn't at all relaxing. This is one of the most stressful manga you can possibly read. Gambling manga about this failure at life, this guy right here, who is trying to redeem himself and basically eliminate his debts by going onto the ship, the Espoir, and gambling until he basically has enough money to start his life again. But this is one of the best mangas I have read in a gambling genre. Then over here we have Monster 1-18. This looks weird, Manga Bedroom. This doesn't look like the Monster volumes I have. These are in Dutch, but that doesn't change the fact that these are really good. And it doesn't change the fact that Monster is one of my favorite manga, one of the best detective manga out there. And if you haven't read Monster, please read this. There are really nice English editions, the brown ones. It's the best manga out there. I'm inclined to say Naoki Urasawa for right now. But I am pretty interested in what you guys think. Moving on, we've got Shaman King. Haven't read it pretty long, also in Dutch, nobody's interested. Shaman King, really out of print. I don't know if it's good. This was a really good deal, so that's why I picked it up. Here we go, volume 1 of Dragon Ball GT. This looks like Toriyama, doesn't it? Of course it isn't the same quality or anything, but it's pretty nice. Follows the GT storyline. I don't think you're going to be able to still obtain these ones, but I really like that I got them, so they're worth your time, I guess. So I decided to go over some of the manga like this, because nobody wants to look at that messy ass closet of mine. We've got Pluto right here, Pluto by Naoki Urasawa as well, I haven't read it. Basically I heard this is about Astro Boy, a variation of that. Yeah, Naoki Urasawa artwork, pretty short, this is pretty short, so if you are in for a short, cool mystery detective read, Naoki Urasawa never misses. Then over here we have The Promised Neverland Volume 1, which really surprised me, and I have to pick up a lot more. This is a Shonen Jump thriller horror manga, so that's something pretty rare, pretty unique, and pretty fun as of right now. I really enjoyed it. Why not pick this up? This is really good. So yeah, give Volume 1 a shot and see just how unique of a concept this is. Then over here we have Frankenstein by Junji Ito, a horror manga, which is pretty scary indeed, but I feel like Junji Ito also in this one, it is not scary, it's more suspenseful, so it's really enjoyable to read. It's just really, you get in some suspenseful universe, a lot of creepy shit going on, but it's not like you got jump scares in manga. Like if you turn a page you feel like, what? I'm not gonna scream out loud from a manga, but that's out of this world, that's impossible. But still, this is a really good read, really suspenseful, really nice, so pick this one up if you have the time and money. Next up we have Jujutsu Kaisen, one of the most popular animes right now. Actually I was voting for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, don't forget to do it guys, but Crunchyroll is pushing this one so hard to win like every single award there even is. But still, Jujutsu Kaisen, pretty damn good. The manga is also pretty good. The anime is really popular. It is of really high quality, the anime, the artwork, the animation is really good in the anime, but the artwork in the manga is also good. So I guess it's either 50-50 toss up, so you should make that decision yourself. Over here we have Dr. Stone, which has been getting a bit of flack. Dr. Stone is really good. Like I hear some people saying now that it isn't even that good or that it's overrated or anything. This is popular for a reason. The new season is out right now. It's really good. The anime is really good. The manga starts off pretty bad. I'm going to be inclined to agree with some people on that one. But once Senku gets into the main character role, this gets really good. So I don't know what people are mad about with this one. Dr. Stone is still really enjoyable for me. The Gods Lie, already made a review on this one. Pretty sad / cute manga, so you could check it out if you're a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of this kind of manga. Like, I know I'm kind of typical, I know I'm kind of mainstream, but I don't know. But it is a one shot, so pretty cheap, full complete story in one volume, and I can really imagine a lot of people enjoying this one. Then over here we have All You Need Is Skill, with the same guy on the artwork as Death Note, which is really apparent if you're reading this. Pretty good. I heard some people say that the live action Hollywood movie is better than the manga, which is kind of surprising to hear. Never watched it. The manga was really good. It's a really interesting concept. A bit of time traveling involved. Also a complete story, just in a 2-in-1. So also really worth your money. I Am a Hero 1 through 8, the omnibuses. I don't know. I can't get myself to enjoy the manga because of the strange main character that it has. Then we've got Dragon Ball, the original, in those cheap 3-in-1s, which is actually, if you're on a budget, which I was back in the day, man, it's a pretty damn good option. So 1 through 10, Dragon Ball Super, really good. Still waiting for volume 11, pretty slow. It's obviously not as good as Dragon Ball Z. The anime was pretty good as well. It gets better with time, I think. It's now going into the first original story with Toyotaro instead of Toriyama doing the story. And he's doing a pretty good job with such a high burden on him and a lot of toxic fans, which Dragon Ball does have. I'm not going to deny that. He's doing a pretty good job. So Dragon Ball Super, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you probably already got this, but still. Then over here we've got Bakuman 1 through 20, a manga about writing manga. How unique is that, and how fun as well. Again, this is by the same authors as Death Note, so also really dialogue heavy. Let's flip through this and you can see dialogue after dialogue after dialogue. These take a little bit more time to read, but the story is really engaging, and maybe you wouldn't even expect that with no epic battles or anything, but it is. So I would highly recommend picking up Bakuman. Then behind this we have Naruto, the first box set. I don't think I'm going to show you guys all of it. This is just Naruto, there's nothing behind this right now. Naruto, a really famous shonen which everyone watched or read or whatever. Don't think I'll have to talk a whole lot about it. Then we've got Manga right here, which I'm not going to talk about pretty long because I didn't like it. I'm a volume 2 right now. This is one of the mangas that is really popular that I don't like, so everyone has their odd opinions, their hot takes, and this is one of mine. So guys, I've decided to not talk about this bunch of manga right here. There are some pretty good reads among these, but nothing too special, not anything that I'm really strongly feeling something about. So we're just gonna skip them for now and move over to my other room, my brother's room, which has even more manga. So now that we're right here, we have Pokemon Adventures 1 through 14, Bleach, the Soul Society box as I call it. Soul Society, who doesn't like Soul Society? Really good. Attack on Titan, the Levi volumes. I don't know, I expected a bit more from it, but it was alright. If you're a big fan of Levi, this is a really good idea to pick up. Then Attack on Titan 23 to 31, which we bought obviously because the anime is really hype. Story is really good. Attack on Titan, I hope you're experiencing it right now, otherwise go do so. Black Clover 1 through 23, which is up to date. Black Clover, one of my favorite shonens that are currently running. A really good shonen as well. Pretty no nonsense, a lot of action, never boring. Black Clover is a good shonen to read if you have nothing to read right now. And then we've got One Piece 1 through 46 right here. One Piece, I'm on volume 17 right now. Yeah, on volume 17. And don't know, I'm pretty slowly reading this, taking my time with it. Really classic shonen. I think you guys are all familiar with it, have read it, or even are a fan of it. So should I pick up the remaining box sets, or should I leave it at this? So that was my up-to-date manga collection. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as always. I've also got an Instagram, a manga bedroom on Instagram. You'll find it pretty easily. I'll put some new pictures of new manga that is coming in, some small reviews on there, what I thought of stuff, and just engaging a bit more with you guys. So yeah, check me out over there, and then I'll check you in the next video. Bye.